This conference will now be recorded.
Hey, everybody. This is Dr. Doug Smith. It is Wednesday at 2:30. It is time for our Monday through Thursday 2:30 podcast. This is the podcast where you will hear the truth about what actually happened during this opioid crisis. And speaking of hearing the truth, we'll see what happens tomorrow. I'm planning on going to this meeting at Johns Hopkins. Um, it's as being put on by AEI, American Enterprise Institute. They're kind of a think tank, um, and the theme is loosely, at least from my understanding, why and how did people lose faith in government and science, in the bureaucracies following this opioid crisis, following COVID. And I just thought I'd go and take three posters and say, hey, if you think there was a loss of confidence following COVID, okay, wait till people realize what actually happened in this opioid crisis. Okay. Um, Wait till people realize what actually happened during this opioid crisis. That it was actually genetic damage that the FDA completely missed. I mean, a swing. It didn't even try. Didn't even have a plan in place to catch the genetic damage. They were looking for. They felt that it was enough to look for mutations and chromosomal abnormalities caused by drugs, and they were just wrong. And because they're the imperialistic bureaucracy, they don't correct their shortcomings. Okay, why should they? They get paid the same. Okay, it's always in the payment schedule. People always do what they get paid to do. That's what people do. They do what they get paid to do. That's what people do at work. They do what they get paid to do. And the bureaucracies get paid the same whether they're right or wrong. So why make the effort to be right? That's the trouble with bureaucracies. Okay, and that is one of the advantages of the capitalistic system. Okay, it self-corrects. Bureaucracies and government don't self-correct. Mistakes can go on for a very long time, and opioid crisis being a perfect example. So I'm taking my three posters. Okay, you're looking at the second poster that I hope to show. We've showed all three posters this week: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Um, the first poster is the data from the American Heart Association that shows an epidemic of cardiovascular deaths, uh, uh, beginning on the chart at least in 2011, but it probably really began in 2004, 2005, but it just wasn't big enough to show. The second chart I want to show is the one in front of you. Okay, this can be a stunningly confusing chart. Okay, but let's not make it confusing. Okay, this is the incidence of a very, very rare type of heart attack. That's what this is. This is a very rare type of heart attack. Okay, the name of the type of heart attack is called Takotsubo cardiomyopathy. Takotsubo is Japanese for oyster pot. The reason it's called that is on the ultrasound, on echocardiogram, the heart looks like a Japanese oyster pot. So it's called Takotsubo cardiomyopathy. Um, and if you look closely, you can see that in 2006 there was very little, if any, of this disease. 2006 it was just barely there. And then right after 2006, waboom, the floodgates open. And this thing goes from non-existent to epidemic. And if you look really closely and take the time to understand it, it's overwhelmingly in women. That's women on the top left. Okay, that's men on the top right. And the men are so small, they actually kind of blow it up. Okay, it's very easy to get confused there. Okay, but the number of men is very, very small. You have to take your time and kind of look at it and understand it. Okay, but it's overwhelmingly women, and if you look really closely, it's overwhelmingly older women. It's actually overwhelmingly post-menopausal women who have gone through the changes, women who have, they no longer have estrogen on a regular basis, and it is believed that it's this lack of estrogen that makes them at risk. Okay, I don't know if you ever know anybody that went through the changes, but they get these things called hot flashes. Okay, they'll tell you about it. Trust me. And uh, for the same reason that women get hot flashes when they're postmenopausal, they're at risk for this unusual type of heart attack. Somehow that estrogen is protective to the endothelial lining. And so these are postmenopausal women who were, well, actually, we know that they were in opioid withdrawal when they had the heart attack. Okay. But my question for the group tomorrow is, okay, how do you explain this, guys? Okay, beginning in 2005, 2006, you have this explosion of this otherwise obscure and rare type of heart attack called Takotsubo cardiomyopathy that's related to adrenaline. Okay, that's what causes this type of heart attack is adrenaline, epinephrine, norepinephrine. We see it in the hospital setting. We see it in the emergency department when people get epinephrine to revive them to save their life, and then they go on and develop this type of a heart attack from the epinephrine. We see that. So how do you explain this, folks? Okay, how do you explain this epidemic of this otherwise rare, obscure type of heart attack that's secondary to adrenaline? Now we know that it's from the adrenaline toxicity that people experience when they're in opioid withdrawal. Okay, but the people I'm hopefully standing up and if they'll let me in and let me speak, the people that I'm speaking to tomorrow, they're clueless on this. These are public health experts. Okay, that's what these are. These are public health experts, and these are the bureaucrats. Okay, these are the people that missed the opioid crisis, and I'm just planning on going in there tomorrow and saying, hey, you missed it, and a lot of people died. And you're sitting here wondering why people lost faith and confidence in you from COVID. And I'm here to tell you the amount of faith and confidence they lost in you from COVID is going to be nothing, minuscule, compared to the amount of faith and confidence they're about to lose in you from this opioid situation. Okay, you poisoned them. And then when you poisoned them, you gave them a wrong diagnosis. You poisoned them with opioids that caused genetic damage. And then when they got sick, you gave them the wrong diagnosis. You told them they had a mental health condition. You told them they had opioid addiction or opioid use disorder. Okay, none of that was true. Okay, just flat out wasn't true. You were wrong. Okay, and if you want to know why they're not going to trust you, the reason they're not going to trust you is because you were wrong. You don't trust people that are wrong. Okay, trust is something that's earned. Okay, and you people who are in charge of these bureaucracies, you have not earned the trust of the people. In fact, you've broken the trust of the people. Okay, and now you're sitting here at a meeting going, well, why don't they trust us? You're looking at why they don't trust you on these poster boards. This is why they don't trust you. Okay, you're incompetent. Why don't they trust you? Because you're incompetent. I might say that. We'll see. All right, I don't want to go too long today. All right, everybody, wish us luck tomorrow. We'll see what happens. Book's coming along great. The clock is ticking on the 30-day clock for the FDA. Thank you, Alex. Everybody send Alex a thank you email. Once I get past this meeting tomorrow, I'll put together some thoughts in an email and get it out to everybody. I know I'm behind on emails, but with the quite frankly with the FDA, the book, and now this meeting tomorrow, it's pretty much saturated us as a group, as an organization. That's about all we get done. All right, everybody, have a great day. Have a great afternoon. We'll see you back tomorrow at 2:30. Don't forget to like and subscribe to us. Don't forget to post this podcast on your social media, everybody else's social media, and we'll see you tomorrow.